Good morning, everyone, from the East Coast to the West Coast. Click, watch, and connect. This is Springzil Daniel for OceanClick TV. And today, because July, we are heading towards our third anniversary. Yes, you heard that right. We're going towards our third anniversary, August 18. So this month, heading towards next month, we're doing our special live events wherein we are inviting our clients to tell us a little bit more about what they do. So for today's episode, I have with me a very special guest. He's a dedicated Northeast Florida resident for over 35 years, and he has a global clientele. He specializes in assisting individuals in buying, selling, and relocating to the beautiful region of Florida. So, day or night, even on weekends, he's your go to reliable person. Rest assured that he's got your back. It is my pleasure to introduce to you Jay Wike, your trusted real estate partner in Northeast Florida. Hi, Jay. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Springzeel. How are you today?
I am doing great because you accepted this invitation to join us for today's live.
My
And how
pleasure.
about you? How are you today?
I'm doing pretty good. I haven't gotten out yet. It's been pretty warm lately here in
Oh,
afternoon showers, but I love the mornings.
that's good to know because I think Florida, that I can imagine it's a lot of sunshine, right? So,
Yes, and
so
humidity.
and humidity because yeah, that goes with sunshine. There you go. But um, I do have some questions for you, Jay,
Okay.
and this is more about what you do so that our audience would get to know you a little bit more. Can you tell me first and foremost, like how many years have you been in the real estate industry?
Well, I got my license in 2016, and
Mhm.
I've been doing it full time since then, all the way through now.
All right. So it has been quite a bit while, even through the pandemic.
Yep, I even did it through the pandemic. No,
I
nobody
bel
really knew what was going to go on,
Mhm.
but
I can imagine that would have been challenging during that time.
yeah, it was challenging because people really didn't know what was going on in the world with the
Mhm.
whole pandemic, you know. And I mean, I continued to do showings. I continued to wear, the mask, the gloves, the hand sanitizer, the whole thing. If people didn't want to attend a showing, of course,
Yeah.
I always used video, you know,
Yeah.
to get through.
There you go. So we find ways. We find ways to get through that. And well, nowadays we're mostly back to normal. So
Mhm.
now I want to ask, from logistics to real estate business, what made you decide to go for the leap?
Well, the industry kind of decided it for me.
Okay.
I got to middle age, and the companies here, there's quite a few logistics companies. I worked in the maritime industry with ships and all that.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
they were kind of doing a lot of downsizing and buying each other's companies and
Hmm.
whatnot. And finally it happened, and I was just, I reviewed my place in life, and I'm like, I don't think I want to continue going down this road. It's time
Yeah.
to branch out into something else. And my girlfriend, who I'm still with, she had suggested, let's take a look at possibly going into real estate. I
Hmm.
had a friend that was in insurance sales, and he has suggested real estate to me. And my girlfriend and I have a mutual friend that's been a longtime realtor in the St. Augustine area, and I spoke with her as well. So I took the leap of faith.
Hmm. All right. So it was more like you do have those connections, And so it wasn't just
Well,
randomly.
yeah, I mean, to draw the parallel, I mean,
Mm,
logistics is all about pretty much, time and place,
yes.
reliability, commitment, to your actions and delivering for the customer
Yeah.
and accessibility to your customer, providing information in a timely manner. And I dealt with all of that when I worked in
Mm,
logistics. I had several jobs that were um, quite demanding of my time,
mm-hmm.
and
Yes.
I work with people from all walks of life.
Yeah.
Uh, a lot of licensed, professional people, captains, ship captains. I work with labor unions, um, customers who were,
Mm-hmm.
it was more business to business than a consumer that I
Okay.
dealt with, but I treated the businesses as my customers, and I got the satisfaction of like sending a ship out to sea fully loaded with all the cargo,
Mm-hmm.
and then hopefully it arrived in Puerto Rico on time for the customers down there. And
Yeah.
it was kind of like selling a house, but
Mm-hmm.
I
Yes.
had to do
Yes.
it within like a 12-hour period, two
Mm-hmm.
times a week. So real estate was actually a little bit more. Uh, I mean, there's parallels to it,
Yes.
direct parallels to it. Hopefully, I explained that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, of course, you're dealing with your clients now, with your buyers, your sellers. It's almost like what you've done so far, customer service, and making sure that they know what they need to know before purchasing a house or before um, doing the logistics. So, now, how did you deal with the issues of your clients over the years of working as a realtor?
Well, I mean, one of the greatest issues that I have being a realtor in the Jacksonville, Florida area is
Hmm.
we're one of the largest cities in the United States in terms of
Yeah.
square miles.
Mm.
So, um, for somebody to say, I want to move to Jacksonville, um, we have the ocean to the east, the St.
Yes.
Johns River to the west. Um, I mean, we're surrounded by multiple counties that people want to live in. And I guess because I've lived here so long, um, I've and I have a lot of friends in various places all over town. I've driven places all over town, so I don't claim to know everything. I'm not a know-it-all, but
Yeah.
I've traveled throughout this city and the neighboring counties. And for instance, 2 days ago, I was showing property. There can be some rural places, believe it
Hmm.
or not, outside of the city where there's actually limited cellular service, things like that. Um, so I always make sure that I screenshot directions sometimes and
Yes.
stuff
Yeah.
like that. But that's one of the challenging is aspects is educating my clients on the different options that are available to them
Hmm.
throughout this area, the different price points that are available to them, whether
Yeah.
new construction or a resale home or uh, a vintage home, an older home, um, depending on how much land that they want with the home, that type of thing. Do they want a condo, townhome, all of that stuff? So that's why I've tried to get into. I have not tried to. I have gotten into YouTube because uh,
Hmm.
I can create content that hopefully is evergreen and educates people, uh, about different areas of the city.
Yes.
And I try to cover those. I try to cover not just suburbs, but also neighborhoods within the city of Jacksonville as well.
I see. So that's the type of technology that you've been using now to improve your selling and showing process.
Yes, absolutely. I used years ago, I dabbled in YouTube, but only
Hmm.
in a very minor manner. I didn't have a branded account or any of that type of
Mhm.
thing. I mean, I would record on my using my iPhone. I would record walkthroughs for clients that weren't in town and things like that, and upload them to
Yeah.
YouTube, give them links, that kind of thing. But I wish that I had gotten into YouTube about 3 years ago. I mean, if I could go back in time, like go back,
Yeah.
like I wish I could have been set up pre-pandemic. And
Mhm.
then, because really, when things fired off after the pandemic, I mean, everything was like booming, you know.
Yeah.
And
Right.
I didn't miss the boat with that because I feel like people still are watching YouTube
Oh,
every
yes.
day.
Oh,
I,
yes.
I monitor my watch hours and
Mm.
my subscriber count, and a lot of people say that that's vanity statistics to look at, but I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. I'm trying
Exactly.
to get up there. I've made it on the watch hours. I've made over
Mhm.
4,000 watch hours. I've exceeded that, but I took classes. I took a course
Mhm.
through a company, and it helped me quite a lot. I will have to say that there's a lot of free information already out there on
Oh,
YouTube.
yes. Mhm.
If a person is diligent and takes the time to read books, and watch YouTube videos. But I do better sometimes when I have a paced course,
Mhm.
something laid out for me.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. And I made the investment and I
Mhm.
followed through with it. And I started shooting video, using my iPhone, selfie stick,
Yeah.
started a channel. And
And has this been very helpful for your clients so far?
it has. I actually got my first. It's been 9 months
Mm.
of doing 2 videos a week, and I didn't start out with you guys, but I'm with you guys now, and I love you
Yes.
guys.
Thank
I'm,
you.
I'm
Thank
so
you.
glad I found you.
Thank
I can't
you.
I can't express enough how happy I am with your services. It's truly from the heart, um, because I can compare what I had before,
Mhm.
and you have to, I guess, go through certain things. But that company helped me that I was with, and I'm grateful that they helped me. But the putting out the amount of videos that I've done,
Mm.
it started to give me traction,
Mm.
and I probably average about a lead every within. I get probably at least one a week.
Okay.
Most of them I've stayed in touch with. Some that I've met in person. Some that I've done Zoom calls with. Um, but I met a client through my YouTube connection, and they made 2 trips up here, and
Mhm.
they're cash buyers, and I just put a house, $800,000 house under contract yesterday with them.
Oh, wow. Congratulations on
Yeah,
that.
yeah, thank you. Yeah, I really appreciate it.
That's awesome. All right.
And it's all through the magic of YouTube, you know.
S- So it's starting because it does get its traction. Like they do say it's consistency. And if you're consistent enough, it does get traction. So it's starting.
Yeah, they call it the compound effect or the butterfly effect,
Right.
and
Ex-
I see that. I mean, there's a video that I did in
mm,
December. It was one of my first videos, and it still gets the most views.
mm,
And it was a video that I did on top suburbs of Jacksonville, and I looked and I
okay.
hadn't seen that had been covered. So um, I'll admit I did model part of what my approach on another YouTuber, you know,
That's fine.
and I didn't directly copy what they did. I used my own words, but I,
Hmm.
you know, I looked at the style of it, the
Yep.
stylizing of it, and the approach, and I broke it down, and it took that one took quite a bit of planning and filming.
Yeah.
Um, but through the magic of editing and working with editors and talented people, um, I am not an editor. I am not a video editor. I've never made a thumbnail. I've never edited my own work. I've done a little bit on, through my app on YouTube with
Hmm.
shorts occasionally, and Instagram reels, that type of thing. Occasionally a Facebook Live or an Instagram Live, but yeah, it's all just putting in the work, and it doesn't
Yeah.
really take hours to shoot stuff. It probably takes me a little longer than I should because I'm a little more OCD about
Okay. Okay.
it.
That's fine.
But yeah, I mean, I managed to go out yesterday afternoon, and within 2 hours, I had one ready, and I came back home, got it, uploaded, uh, and for my editor, for your editor, my very talented editor that I work with, and
Yeah.
it's a team of people actually, and
Yes, that's right.
I haven't missed the deadline, I haven't missed a release date.
Mm. So
I
how
haven't had any struggles with you guys, none.
that's good to know because we do want to stay organized. So for you, how do you stay organized and like make sure that you make it at every appointment and you make it like all your videos are on time so we can also edit on time? How do you stay organized?
Um, well, I, in a perfect world, I was taught to
Hmm.
shoot, to batch content video. So, try to produce raw files in advance and provide them to your editor so that if I get really busy, it's not on the editor. I mean, I provided the work for the editor to be able to produce it, so I can schedule my publishing on YouTube in advance. And um, I have to admit that I've gotten pretty close lately.
Okay.
And as long as I produce the work, I would say within 24 to 48 hours in advance. Most of the time, at least 48 hours in advance, we don't seem to ever have any. I don't have any
Yeah.
problem with making it. So I release 2 videos a week. I publish on Wednesdays and Sundays,
Hmm.
and I usually have the Wednesday video material ready for my editor by Monday morning, my Monday
Okay.
morning,
Yes.
and then I try to have because the end of the business week is Friday, of course, end of day
Yes.
Friday. I try to have my Sunday release video ready for the editor on Wednesday. Start a
Hmm.
business day on Wednesday. So haven't had any problems with that. But as far as the scheduling question with my appointments and so forth, I've used various CRMs.
Okay.
Um, I A lot of those have integrations with Calendly or
Yes.
Calendly, um, Google Calendar. I use that a lot. Everything that I can, combine between my iPhone, my
Hmm.
Mac, and Google. Most of the Google products,
Yes.
they all work very well together.
True.
Zoom. Um, that's pretty much it. I will have to say I still use Post-it notes. Believe it or not.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, I don't miss appointments. I mean that's pretty much if I don't get to an appointment 15 minutes before, I in my mind I try to say that I'm late for the appointment.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
I play those little tricks with myself with the time and the reminders and all that.
Hmm.
You know, logistics is a very unforgiving business with
I see.
lateness.
I see.
There's really no
I
tolerance
can
for that.
imagine.
Yeah.
So that's something that you've brought from your background in logistics into real estate. And I think clients really appreciate that when you're really there for them and at every appointment that they know they can rely on you. And so I think that's something that you've brought from your background into into real estate now that your clients
Yeah,
can appreciate. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, there's a lot of details, but sometimes I just have to, pause and not look at things from a logistics standpoint.
Okay.
And you wear many hats when you're a real
Hmm.
estate agent. Let's put it that way. And I think the logistics was beneficial, but I think I also had to learn to um, work with psychology and
Uh-huh. True.
those turn things around. How would I like to be? Uh, how would I like to get this news? How would I like to get this information? How would I like this presented to me if I didn't know that business, this industry? And,
Mm.
um, with logistics, there's a lot of inside talking and lingo and all that kind of stuff. And with real estate, you can't do that with clients.
Mm.
You have to. I'm not saying speak down to a client. I'm just saying you have to bring things. You have to present information clearly and in not a scary way. you
Hmm.
know.
There has to be empathy, I guess, into it.
Oh, absolutely. Empathy, understanding,
Mm.
and a lot of times I have people that are well, it's natural. I mean, with men, they do the alpha
Hmm.
male, alpha
Hmm.
thing, and
Yeah.
um, I I don't try to be an alpha when I'm speaking with them, but you do. I mean, you have to give people the truth, right? You
Yeah.
have to give people
You
the
still
truth,
need to do
and
that. Yes.
sometimes you have to, in order to help somebody, you have to uh, you know just present the truth in
Hmm.
the nicest way possible. You know, there's workarounds for almost everything.
Hmm.
Sometimes you have to take a step back to take a step forward,
Yeah.
and real estate's not an instant gratification thing.
True.
Um, you don't get. I mean, it has its rewards, but there's definitely a lot of work that goes into it too. I don't think people truly appreciate the amount of work that goes into it and patience.
And patience, that's for sure. Either way, whether you're selling or you're buying a property or helping your client sell or buy a property, there has to be a lot of patience that goes into it.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yes.
So, and then on top of that, you're also recording videos every week, twice a week. So I can imagine you have a very busy schedule. Very.
I do have a busy schedule, and with the Florida heat, I try to get out no later than 10 a.m.
Hmm.
and I try to, ideally go outside, and shoot a lot as much as I can outside because of the we're green here. We have a lot of greenery. We have a lot of
Hmm.
uh, Florida's not an ugly place.
Oh, of course not. Who
we
would
you
say?
know I mean, but I'm just saying we have a lot of beauty, we have a lot of greenery, we
Yes.
have a lot of blooming things, and
Hmm.
we really, things aren't really brown here. I mean, the grass gets dormant a little bit in the wintertime,
Hmm.
but yeah, I try to get out, and sometimes I can't do anything because the weather is just,
Yeah.
and that's when I have to do office videos,
Hmm.
that type of thing, come up with content, which it's not that tough to come up with content. You just have to think it through. That is one thing that I do have a spreadsheet, and I try
Hmm.
to, as I brainstorm, I build. Uh, I'm always stacking
Hmm.
stuff into that spreadsheet for future
Yes.
videos. If I come across a nice neighborhood that I wasn't
Hmm.
aware of, a nice community that I wasn't aware of.
Hmm.
Um, if I
You
get a
list it
lot of
down.
questions
Hmm.
from people consistently or curiosities about things, I try to build that in as well.
Hmm.
And some videos take off more than others,
Yeah.
but I still don't have any regrets about everything that I've covered because when you look through my library of videos, I've tried to cover pretty methodically a
Hmm.
lot of different areas of town and a lot of different subjects. And like I have a video that's called "Don't Move to Jacksonville," and you would think, why would you make that kind of video? It's humorous.
It's
It's
right.
so I guess it's a backhanded way of informing people about things they might not know if they move
Yeah.
to Jacksonville.
Hmm.
Um, but it's fun.
I mean, it sounds like a fun video. Like it
Yeah,
shows your humor and it shows like a different way of it's a different perspective for people.
yeah, and it's I think it's a fact of life. I mean, negativism sometimes sells, and
Yeah.
there is an attention getter.
Hmm.
So I had somebody question why I had a thumbnail that said "Don't move to whatever city," and
And people are going to be like, why not? And click on it.
well, my analogy is when you're in traffic and you're driving, crawling at a pace, snail's pace, and then when you
Yeah.
finally see what everybody was looking at, you're like, why were people slowing down to look at that? That situation or whatever,
Hmm.
and I think it's the same thing with thumbnails or certain
Yes.
certain titles. I try not to be clickbaity or any of
Hmm.
that kind of stuff, but it does get clicks.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if the topic and the title it's consistent, then
Mhm.
it's not really clickbaity. When you say in the title something but you don't deliver in your content, I guess that's when it's clickbaity for sure.
Right.
So,
No, no. I
right
my stuff is accurate.
there you go. So, I would like to know how is your experience so far? You mean you've said as much that you're thankful for your editor. So, can I ask how did it help you with your job as a realtor?
Um, well, I mean, I don't have any editing experience,
Mm,
and um, I really didn't want to run down that rabbit hole. I mean, I use technology a lot
hmm.
already, but
Yeah.
I just I feel like I can shoot some good videos,
Hmm.
and I have people compliment me on my photography and different things like that. But as far as putting together clips and sound files and all that kind of stuff, I mean, I have Canva, but again, it's like paint by numbers versus a portrait, painted by an artist, and
Okay.
I mean, Canva has its purpose and it's a cool software,
Yes.
and I'm not devaluing it at all. I mean, I still have it, I still subscribe to it, and it helps me with some of my social media posts.
Hmm.
It's a time savings, but
Yes.
um, the course that I took, they pretty much were very transparent. That they said that person that taught the course, they said, I'm not an editor. I recommend that you not try to be an editor. Focus on sales. Focus on
Mm,
you know uh, customer retention,
yeah.
generating leads, and leave the video editing with the video editing professionals. And I learned I spent quite a bit of time in the beginning of my YouTube journey with a company, and um, it was difficult at times to get things done
Mm,
um, on time,
hmm.
and the communication wasn't easy to do.
Hmm. I
um,
see.
and it's not because of the time difference or anything like that. It just All I can say is that from the first time that I had a Zoom meeting with your company and your representatives, and I kind of got the a preview of you
Hmm.
guys through a friend of mine that is a YouTuber.
Yes.
Okay, so he kind of opened the door for me and
Hmm.
said, I'm having a very great experience with them. I recommend, you might want to check them out, and and I did, and the software that you guys have, for communication,
Yes.
it's immediate, it's real time.
Yes.
Um, you give me the tools when they send me a video file. I'm able to make comments real time on it.
Uh-huh.
I can literally circle things on the screen. I can type in comments. I can do arrows, any kind of thing.
Yes.
And there's really no excuse for not being able to. Uh, you guys don't allow there to be any excuse.
We try our best so we can also deliver on time, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Yes.
And I like that. I like
Mm,
that. You know, I love that. So it's so much less stress for me and
okay.
frustration and, updating thumbnails, optimizing my channel, all of that stuff. I get help with that from your team and I appreciate it. And,
Thank you.
and it's making a difference.
Awesome.
But
I'm really happy to hear that.
yeah, I'm really happy that I connected with you guys.
So, of course, I'm really going to ask, would you be recommending us to anybody who'd be asking or looking for video editors?
Yes, absolutely, I would. Yes.
Awesome. Well,
Actually, I already am. So,
okay.
you know, there's some people that still want to try to do it themselves, and,
Hmm.
I get that, and
Yeah.
they have a talent that I don't have, but
Hmm.
I also don't want to spend 8 hours on a 10-minute video,
Yes.
you know, or
Yeah.
longer. It doesn't make sense to me. So to
True.
do things like that. So no,
Well,
I have no regrets whatsoever about outsourcing my video work to your company. I highly recommend you guys.
thank you. Thank you so much, Jay. That means a lot to us, especially to your editing team. We'll be showing this video to them, and I'm sure they'll be very happy to hear you say all those nice things about their work. And because this, as I've said, this is our anniversary special
Yeah,
podcast.
congratulations.
Thank you so much. We'll be turning 3 years old next month. So
Still a baby.
still a baby, yes. But we'll be showing these videos to them, and so I know that they will really appreciate that you value their work. So
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you for having me.
All right. I know you're a busy guy, so once again, I want to say that we really appreciate that you took the time to join us for our podcast this morning. And all the best to you. We'll continue to deliver the best service that we can, and so that we can publish your content on time every Wednesday and Sunday.
Thank you so much. I got to
All
go out
right.
and shoot some more video actually. So,
Yes, there you go. All right, then. So go ahead and shoot your video, and we'll be here to edit it for you. Thank you so much, Jay. And to everyone watching, thank you so much for joining us this morning. And I'll see you again next time for our next episode in OceanClick TV. All right.
bye.